Welcome back to the bubble, ladies and gentlemen, and our Ar-Âdunâim campaign and episode number 22. In the last episode, we theoretically won the campaign, taking Hadanur, and thereby also taking or holding 20 different settlements. But we will not just suffice with that. We will, of course, both aim to wipe out Gondor, and also we need to get the One Ring back to our Dark Lord Sauron. So, when it comes to Gondor, we are currently laying siege to Karasast, and after taking that settlement, I will actually plan on holding this region. Of course, I'm holding this region, but then I will kind of put expansion to the east or northeast on a bit of a back burner. Try to hold here while I expand west, and then I will plan on taking Karandros and Osgiliath west and Minas Tirith in just one fell swoop. I do also realize that Gondor probably has a region over here as well, but I would like to take 3 regions like at a time so we don't trigger a doom stack. Although I just realized that I do believe Gondor's only doom stack might be with taking Minas Tirith, for example. So I want to take Minas Tirith with as strong of an army as I possibly can, and we are starting to get some of the elite troops available to us. We are already using some of them in the siege of Karasast, the Royal Legion of Armenelos, as well as the Alcarondas Legion and Naru Royal Guard, which is basically the best infantry we can get. We also have some of the ones that we get from our alliance with Mordor down here in Umbar. The Melkor Marksmen, the Melkor's Executioners, and the Âdunâim Shadowbows. I will try to just have absolute elites in Umbar, because that is the army that I'm gonna send over to Mithlond to take the One Ring. Currently, it looks pretty weak, but I also don't know what the High Elves have planned around here. I would like to burn as much as possible of this of the High Elven regions here, to be honest, but Mithlond will be the main target, of course. On the western side of the Gondorian mainland, or on our western front, we still hold Lond Galen with a bunch of really trashy troops. I just took it for shits and giggles, basically. But so far, we actually seem to be able to hold it. Sorry, I had to cough. But in the meantime, we are moving with an army to lay siege to Kalembel, who actually seem to have beefed up their garrison a smidge. It's also a large city, so I'm kind of scared of the towers in this region. We also killed Denethor's least favorite son, Faramir. So now both Denethor and Faramir are dead. It's just Boromir, I guess, that we haven't been able to slay quite yet, but we will eventually. So when it comes to my recruitment here, this general is going to move to Pelargir to act as a governor. He will be there in 2 turns. And then I'm going to try to start sending more troops west, basically. But I feel we don't have a governor there yet, and they do not like us at all. Mostly due to cultural unrest, but that is going to work itself out pretty quickly because we have 2 agents helping out with the culture, and we also have a dark sanctuary. But in the meantime, we are getting some military garrisons because the corruption is pretty high. Here is only 600. If we go to Lond Galen, for example, it is outrageously high, 1.6k in corruption. So one might think that I should move my capital, but then we come to the problem with Siakon over here. That is to the far east of the very map. Here we have 675 in corruption after the militia garrison will have been built. And it's also like it's a very wealthy region when it comes to the mines, for example. They have very, very good mines. But the problem is, if I just buy them and I lose everything to corruption, then that's not going to be that great either. So first of all, I need to get a handle on the corruption. Speaking of Siakon, we have finally moved the units over here that we've been sending from Ardumir, and it basically took like 20 turns, 20 turns it feels like it took. And once they got here, Pond sent out an army led by a general, actually, Virhor, and they also have some pretty decent Kondish infantry and archers. here, so I would like to reinforce this army as much as possible before we actually attack them. If we mark him, though, you can see that he can reach both armies, and he can even reach Siakan. So I do absolutely want to take him out before we move to Sturlurtsakand and take that one. When it comes to Siakan, we do have the conscription camp, so we can get some very basic units of the Harad and also Khandish troops. So I guess I will need to trash spam a little bit here just to make sure that we're safe enough. And we cannot upgrade it quite yet either, so we will need to get some communal farming and just something to help the population grow to make Siakan a bit safer. Thus, currently, I don't know if this actually means that they do have palisades. They do on the map, but yeah, of course, I've already defended this one, so they do get palisades, but I would much rather like the machine gun towers, the more efficient ones. So that's what's going on the Eastern Front. I just realized as well that we've taken ÂDunâim. We also have Ostithil up here. They have 3 units in the garrison currently. And if I'm not mistaken, I think one of these might be a general. So I would like to take the army as much as possible out of Pelargir and then move on Ostithil. So Gondor will basically be wiped out on this side of the river. I will not be moving any of these armies because Khan has both Warlord Harun here, the faction heir, with a sizable army with a bunch of dwarves, which is really scary, as well as a full stack in Imlad Karnen with some basic ones, but they also have Varyak bowmen and swordsmen and some cavalry as well. It wouldn't be conned otherwise, right? So before I attack them, I would much rather just make sure that Gondor is gone from this side of the river. I might even consider giving Ostithil over to Mordor to defend, or I'll just hold it. That depends on how many units I have left once I've taken it, and also if Mordor is going to be able to hold Eastern Osgiliath. They have been on such a stalemate for the longest time here. Mordor haven't really been too active on this front for the last few years in this game, so the last couple of turns. But I would like to first of all get my governor over to Pelargir to see how many units I can actually move. We might need to be a bit quicker on that, depending on if we see Ostithil recruiting more troops. But we also need to make sure that Âdunâim and Tirith are safe, so we don't get wiped out here by Khand, because that would not be good. I'm also considering actually merging some stuff here. Because we are not close to being able to get a barrack so we can retrain, but maybe we can just keep them here for now and hope that Khand doesn't move on us. And I think we are done there, so I'm going to start moving some fleets over towards Pelargir, because as you can see, there are a bunch of Gondorian ships here, and they cannot pass Pelargir, because so they are stuck basically the same way I was between Ostithil and Minas Tirith for the longest time. So that is awesome. How the turntables. So I will actually start moving this fleet over and put them in the docks first. And I would also like to see if there are... I don't want to jinx it, but so far it doesn't really feel like Gondor has that many fleets active right now. So you... Okay. Just like I said, I didn't want to jinx it, but I did. Move in, and you have the highest experience, so let's have you attack that fleet. Clear victory. Let's see. We actually did not sustain that many casualties. Inflicted more than we sustained. That's always a good thing. And it looked like they moved this way. But we still can't see it. So you move to blockade that port. And I would like to see if we can find that Gondorian ship. So, okay. We have seen it, but we can't reach it, unfortunately. I think it's the same one. 47, so I think they could take... They might be able to take out Azruben. They might be able to take out all of these fleets individually, and that's why we need to fight together as a team. Right, I think I've done all the moves that I want to do. You could be more useful somewhere close to the front line. I don't necessarily want to move you east, so I will be putting you into this fort. And I do have some early tier troops that I can recruit somewhat in reserve-ish in case I need to start trash spamming again. I would prefer not to have to do that. Both of you could actually move to the western side as well, because I think our eastern front should be safe enough. You move to this fort, and both of you are not free upkeep anyway. You can already start moving, please. Okay, get a little bit closer. There we go. And now we can end the turn, I think. Have we moved the merchant as well? I mean, I really hope that there will be some serious coin on the other end of this, because he has been walking for so long, and we need to find where Hobbiton is as well, so we can get that pipe weed. Might be somewhere over here. Because he is 500 gold per turn, and he has been walking for endless amount of turns, basically. But now we are ready to end this turn. Hope everyone's doing all right. I am actually going to pre-record a lot of the episodes now and basically schedule them for publishing. So if there are any comments on how I should proceed, I will not be able to see them in time. So I guess just lean back and watch the episodes as they unfold. Right presented, yes, I would love that. Lond Galen, I will not be investing in Lond Galen until I know that it's safe as can be. There we have a Gondorian army. You lay siege here. Get a bunch of rams, some ladders. And what do they actually have? They have a catapult. They also have Aragorn in here. And you have the captain's bodyguard. Looks like they have Gondor militia, but we also don't know what these units are. It might very well be like fountain shield guards or something nasty like that. If it's just early tier troops, we will be able to overwhelm them, and the captain is not going to be fun to face regardless. But we will give it one turn to siege, and then we'll basically see what happens after that. Now you blockade this port, starve them a little bit of their economy, and hopefully we'll be able to beat this Gondorian fleet. Oh, yeah. Very even, actually. Way too even. We'll keep sailing with our ships. See if we find... There it is. So we'll put you there. And I don't think we'll be able to... Yeah, we'll just be able to blockade it. And that's still going to starve Gondor of some of their economy. So that's good enough. These guys are not happy. Militia garrison doesn't really help us here. The culture isn't growing that much either. Although we do have the sanctuary. So I guess that does something. Corruption is so high. Let's get the... The brothel might be good because then we can get a spy. It also makes us some money. And it's not too bad if we lose it. So I'm going to get that one. Beautiful. And then you are sieging over there. I'm actually considering you can join up with that army. And we need all of you to keep moving towards the western front. Right. I think we should be able to take Karasas now. This army is actually pretty strong. Although, keep in mind that we don't have a general in that army, which is not the best. You can keep moving to Pelargi. And you can hang out in this port now. Great. You move into Hadanur. We have a lot of troops to move right now, actually. And I think Tirith need to retrain some troops. And in 2 turns, we will have a barrack to do just that. So you can keep moving. What do we have here? You move to Tirith. Now we can go through a bunch of messages. Marriage, celebrations, recruitment. Oh, look at that. Gobel Mirland. Yep. You got those that have already moved. Solamroth, you got the vanguard. That is great. Siakan got a lot of early stuff. Ethelond got the Númenórean shield guard. Perfect that we actually have both of you here. So we have some kind of troops here if we need to send them. Might as well start sending them to Lond Galen. Or to the army sieging Kalembel. it's really itching to just get these troops as well, to just keep fortifying the Western Front. First of all, I want to go through all of my messages and just make sure that I do somewhat sound investments. A lot of retrained troops as well. Construction. Siakanu got the militia garrison. Tarnost got the warlord's hall, which means that I will want the guard barracks now. Do I have the culture? 50. That is basically exactly what I have. So that it's just perfect. 51. And the agents, of course, help as well. Great. And then Barathil got the military garrison. Pelargir, you got the barracks. So let's retrain if we have some units that are really beaten down. Actually, they're doing fairly well. Just retrain as much as you can then, I guess. Perfect. And now, we don't really need a dockyard here quite yet. I would rather... The culture is at 53, which means that we can keep going for the Warlord's Hall. Just go full out military until we are done with Gondor, basically. Great. And then Londgalen, Dark Sanctuary, Hadanur, Dark Sanctuary. Good. If we keep an eye down here, Varyags of Khand are still just standing there. Culture here is at 18, which means that it will be at 20 when the barracks is built. Mason's Guild House would be nice, but first and foremost, I will need to go for something that helps me with military. And you are soon done with your barrack in 2 turns. Great stuff. And in the rankings, Mordor is number 1 overall. Population military. Gondor is still the number 1 in finances, but that doesn't really matter too much. I am the number 1 in production, which I'm very happy about. We have 13k left to spend. First of all, I want to make sure that we are building stuff everywhere where we want to / need to build stuff. High Palace here, so we can get the next level, or the last level of military production. Sweet. And then we can see Gobel Tolfalas over here. Archery range would be nice, but let's actually go for the High Palace and get these troops as well, so we can just ferry them across. Might also be a good idea to get a stronger fleet. Now we're down to 4.8k. Sia Khan, you have good culture, but you haven't grown yet. I'm actually finally gonna get the roads there. That should help with their trade a little bit as well. Actually, I don't need the roads in Siakhan. Sorry, I completely fumbled that one. I thought I was over at Ar-Âdunâim for whatever reason. Now, in Siakhan. Military garrison. To help with the corruption even more. But we can also see that they are coming. I would like a ballista maker here. Actually, let's get the blacksmith and queue up some more troops. Actually, are you... We already have a decent amount of infantry. I would like to check out some more archers. 2, 5. 3, 5. Let's get that one then. Actually, its missile is just identical, isn't it? Reliable in desert. Reliable in desert. Looks like these also have good stamina, so I'm gonna go with the Haradrim archers. Are they cheaper? Cost pretty much the same. Identical cost. Interesting. Let's do that. And now I would like for all of these units to first and foremost move into Siakhan. If they want to attack us, then fine. If they decide to lay siege to us for a prolonged period of time, then we'll just sally out and kill them. But first, I will just get some more units in my army. Very happy that they actually didn't attack me. Now, we were in building mode. Brethil. You are not decreasing in population anymore. That's good. Warlord's Hall would be nice here as well. So let's just go ahead and get that one. And that will also help with the population being pissy with me. You start moving over to... Can we put you in Ethring? Are you free upkeep there? You should be. Let's take these units. Put them in Ethring. One of them is free upkeep there, and I guess that's good enough. And then I would actually like to get a ballista over to this army. But I want to be quicker at attacking than I currently am. You can move into this fort, free upkeep, and closer to the front lines. And I think that's as ready as we're gonna be. Linhir, you also have some pikes that we might as well get moving over here as well. Just reinforce the western front as much as possible. Do not have a fleet here, unfortunately. And the Númenórean vanguard, you will plop down in a fort. So there we have some pretty decent cavalry, actually. You cannot reach this army to reinforce quite yet, unfortunately. We also have a fleet here that I don't really know what I want to do with. Oh, I guess that's if I have to bail out of Longalen. But my thought process when I took it is that it's just good to hold. It's gonna deny Gondor another settlement. And if they attack, I will just do the best I can with what I got, basically. And what I got is trash. So, actually, let's... Ethelond, I wonder if I can just get something here to hold the region and get some of these lads. So let's actually not get these units, at least not like them. And then I can get you there, and then we might be able to get both of these troops over here. Yep, that doesn't have any effect whatsoever on Ethelond. If we drop you off there, you do not have enough movement points to get into Longalen. But you can't get reached by Captain Handir either, so I guess that works. Then we have some even stronger units there, and I will feel a lot safer. Great. Quick save. Guild available. Eventually I'm gonna get that, I guess, but it's gonna be a lot of turns before I feel that Longalen is safe. We could also now assault Karasast, and I think that would be very fun to do. We could also take this army out and just crush Captain Kelefinman, but that's not going to be a priority for me right now. You could also reach, but I know that Brethil is so... It's so vulnerable when it comes to their public order because it's really balancing a lot. But if I take just a bunch of archers, basically, if I take these Gondorian troops, yeah, they're still happy enough. I don't think we're going to use a lot of the archers here. We're just going to brute force our way through, basically. But now I want to take it. It's good to have a victory early on. We assault this, and because we only have a captain and they have a general, I'm not even going to try to attempt to auto-resolve this. They also got a shit ton of Gondor defenders, which really evens everything out. But I have some of my absolute elite troops, and I think they should be doing just fine. The problem is that the towers are going to have an absolute field day with crushing my troops. And if you remember when we fought at Pelargir, they actually... a lot of my units routed because we didn't have a general. So I'm actually just going to keep sieging for a little while. It would be nice to have just more troops here, to be honest. Like, can we get both of you in? Yeah, Brethil is still happy enough. And now I think we basically have this have as good of an army as we can get. And I would like to take Karasast. You can really tell that my confidence is super low when it comes to attacking settlements. But we have to do it. If I can't take it with a full stack without a general, I don't deserve to have it. We outnumber them by 3-1, pretty much. But they have some pretty high tier units and they have towers, and this is just gonna hurt. But we're gonna do it regardless. I would really like to be a lot more confident when it goes into battles. I love playing this game in, like, managing the infrastructure and economies and things like that. But when it comes to the battles and the way the game can just derp out and units can be weird all around the walls and things like that. I just don't feel confident with fighting at all here. But we are gonna go through this regardless. You can be on this side, you can be on the other. We're gonna do one of these three-pronged attacks. No, we're not, because I do not like the position of that gate. So, you can stand here as well, because we might be good to have a ram in reserve. I don't know if we're actually gonna need the ladders. The more that I think of it, they have 4 towers that can shoot down here. You only have 2, you have 4 as well, but they're not as close in proximity. So I would actually like to try to send basically the full army through this side, because it feels like we would be able to get through it easier. I don't know. We will also have an army going for the front gate. We'll need to see where they position their troops, basically. We don't have a lot of archers, which I'm completely fine with, because it doesn't really feel like they are to our advantage when we are attacking something, because I just want to plow through as fast as humanly possible. Let's see, all of you. Let's see. You. All of you are number 1. Let's also send these units over there. And now this army should be strong enough to take this side, one might think. We also have both of you on this side with a lot of armor penetrating troops and a bunch of other weak stuff. I might just use the archers as melee troops in this battle, to be honest. But we are ready to start this one, and look at that. They all went. They are all at the main gate, so we might be able to just plow through on this one if we are lucky. Probably the AI is smart enough to relocate some of their troops over to this side. And I'd much rather for you to be shot by the towers than my elites, to be honest. I really hope that they just sprint back to the square. Although I doubt that we will be that lucky. So far, they're all running away. And I think we don't really... we don't really have much to wait for here. So I will just start moving forward with my troops. Yep. Here they come. And they are shooting over here now as well. So everyone, get ready to just plow through to the best of your abilities. You drop the ram and run up. And I will also start slowing things down now. This is gonna hurt. And the AI actually was smart enough to relocate a sizable portion of their units over here. But I will try to just run one unit through to the square. And if we have to win by just holding on to the square, then that's good enough for me. We've already lost a significant amount of troops. There we go. One battering ram is done. I'm actually going to pause now because I want to reposition my troops. The Belakith Axe Guards are really gonna have their work cut out for them. All of you get in here as well. Oh, their archers are gonna have... It's actually Gondorian infantry, it's not archers. Either way, they're just gonna have an absolute field day. You get in, and you... I would like to see if you can run for the square and hold that one. Let's see, you attack the cavalry, so will you, and I will still not send in my elite infantry yet. Okay. They actually wanted to go for us. You try to run for the square then. I will also need to be aware that a lot of our units are probably going to break. This is not going fast enough, man. Let's see, 67. I wanted to go faster. We have lost 2%, but we've also killed 2% so far, so The trade is currently doing quite well. You can maybe start shooting at them. You can start shooting at them. Both of you can start shooting at the defenders. You're not going to be able to do a lot of damage because you're going to do these awkward arcing shots. But we are still going to just rush in like absolute idiots. Oh, they even have their captain's bodyguard here, actually. So that's going to hurt. You run this side. You run over here. And we will just have the Belakith Axe Guard fighting here in the entrance. How's it going over here, lads? Are you actually able to get through? Because that would be swell. Increase the speed just a little bit because I'm impatient. There we go. They're actually getting through. You'll be running back to the square. No one holds it right now. 4% to 6. So we are actually leading the exchange currently. But that might change very quickly. It doesn't seem like the towers are doing that much damage currently. You need to get in here. And all of you will need to start... Where am I actually? Okay, go here, and then go here. So we just get more people onto the square. And you are getting out to this flank perfectly. And then you can attack them, I guess. You run out to this side. I will try to surround the captain's bodyguard as much as possible. But... yeah, we are losing troops due to the towers, but also, of course, due to the captain's bodyguard. They still have 60 units left. Actually, let's see if we can shimmy you around. I did tell you to go to the square, didn't I? Beautiful. So now we hold the square. If we can just hold it for 5 minutes, that would be swell. And I haven't even had to use my elite troops yet. Just keep blowing the horn as much as possible. I don't want to throw my... captain in here because the risk of him dying is just too damn high. Okay, this side, I think we're doing well. We will just keep fighting until we're done, basically. Where are you go? Okay, you actually broke. 166 units broke. You run in and attack, please. Oh, a lot of our units are breaking. By the hundreds. And this is something that really tilted me out big time when I fought this at Pelargir. That they break by the hundreds. I just think that is utterly ridiculous. Get down here and then blow the horn. There we go. Nope. They still didn't come back. Eventually you will, hopefully. We still hold a square. And you should also be here. Good. So far, no one seems to be coming for the square, which is fine by me. So we are still gonna lose a bunch of troops. But if we are able to just hold the square long enough, then that will be fine by me. Who do I have over here? Oh, hello. You can run to the square as well, please. And I will increase the speed a little bit as well. They still aren't coming back. What does the horn actually do? Because it doesn't seem to have any effect whatsoever. To routing troops, at least. Okay, now you came back. I do not trust you in combat anymore. Oh, look at that. The entire army on this side actually broke. Absolutely ridiculous. Hundreds of units breaking. We have 2 minutes left on the square. So just need to make sure that none of the Gondorian troops make it back in time to actually reclaim it. And so far, it doesn't seem like that will be the case. So we lost a third of our army. Similar percentages as they have. But mostly because all of my freaking... all of the army that attacked the main gate has just broken. But still, we're gonna have a victory. And we will get our troops back. I will end that battle. Look at that. I don't know if this just... oh yeah, that's actually casualties. 29 we went down to. So we lost a significant amount of troops. I don't know if it counts the broken troops, because it doesn't really seem like we lost too many of them. Archers. We lost 100. Yeah, I'm fine with that, actually. 200 of them. We didn't heal Liggity squat, basically. I want to see the Axe Guard. Okay, look, they actually didn't sustain that many casualties. But still they broke. At least Karazaz is ours now. The MVPs on a very modest kill count of 92 are the Belakith Axe Guard, who I believe actually broke. 155 casualties sustained. Maybe not, actually. I think that's this one. Yep, either way, Karazaz is ours. And I couldn't be happier, because otherwise we would have to send in our elites and it would just have been messy. Really, really messy. And I'm also kind of miffed that they get garrison, like defensive garrison troops. I didn't think you got that in expanded unit roster submod. But I'm still happy with it. And we are going to sack this settlement. Hopefully it will be enough. It actually will be enough. So far we don't even have to decrease our taxes. Get the Dark Sanctuary. The corruption is at 800, so it's actually pretty gosh darn high, but we'll get the military garrison as well, because it does have a huge law bonus, so that's going to be great for us. I'm not going to destroy the barracks this time. Maybe I actually should. We do have the Royal Hall, which I think should be the highest level of halls we can get. Yes. So I'm actually going to destroy the barrack for now. No, it actually gives a law bonus. Yeah, I'm still gonna destroy it. Destroy it for now. And then when the culture seems to be going fast and or well enough, I will just start absolutely cranking up the barracks. I will also get the spy. That's gonna help out a lot with the culture growth. We are at 1% right now, which is not great. But hopefully it's gonna grow quickly enough. A lot of squalor in these regions. A lot of population. It was good that we cleared some of them out, I guess. Could have also occupied it and upgraded it, but I do not trust occupying settlements in regions where we have no cultural advantage, basically. Could also just send... Okay, we can't send you. I would like to send you to the fort, actually. To hold that one. But now we have Karazaz, and I feel a heck of a lot safer. Now I just need Telnar to get to Pelargir, so we have a governor there, and then we can move the Pelargarian army over to attack Ostithil, and then we will be in a pretty decent position. I need more generals. What if we take you out of Baradharn? Are you making a lot of money there? You actually are. You're kind of keeping them sane as well. Let's take you back. What about you? Do we need to be in Kobal Tolfalas? You're not making that much money here. And they can actually make do without you. So I'm gonna get just a defensive little garrison here. And then we will be moving you. Actually, we might. We can't do that already. Now I need a freaking ship. I guess I'll take one ship somewhere. For now, you can hang out in Gobel Tolfalas, but it's nice to know that he can leave, because we are going to put him in Brethil instead, and that's going to help us out a ton. We have 6k in the bank. Get more high-tier troops that we will send directly to, let's say, this... What? In the everlasting bejesus? That's not right. That's why I sent them to the fort. Right. Start getting them there. Nothing high tier here. In Umbar, we can get high tier archers, so we shall. Okay. We're upgrading there. I think we're building everywhere where we should. Yeah, we already checked that before we attacked. Ugh. So now I guess we'll save this money. Because I don't think we are able to recruit anything. Oh. Never mind. We can recruit something fun. And we shall. You might actually get another unit. Just because you still cannot attack yet. So let's quick save. And we are ready to end this turn to see what the next one has in store for us. Actually, we don't need 2 ships here, do we? It's if they attack, so they kind of help each other out. I think that should be good enough. Before I end the turn, I just want to check how Gondor's standing is on the ranks, on the faction ranking. Overall, they have dropped significantly below us. Not significantly, but they have dropped below us. Military, they have kind of plateaued, but they are still below us. Production, they are also below us. Territories, they are way below us. And finances, they are still somehow skyrocketing. They still have a lot of places making money, and they don't seem to really spend a lot of it, I guess. Great. So now, then the turn again. Always happy when I haven't forgotten to move something. I know that it's not really the most fun thing to watch, just moving a whole bunch of like 1-unit squads all over the map. But it's something that needs to get done. Harad keeps trying to bribe Tirith. You are my allies. You shouldn't try to bribe me. I am your friend, and I will remain so. Bride presented. Hell yeah, let's get married. Karasas, that's a bit soon, right? A bit soon. Let's just not for now. Right, what did I want to do? You are first and foremost going to move into Pelargir. And then we can take... Let's see. We move you here. Damn. How can I... God dang it. We already had a fleet here. So if we put all of you into this ship, where we will be able to drop you off? Here. That's actually perfect. Great. And you can start moving to Ostithil right away. Yeah, they are actually recruiting a couple of troops, but I have utmost confidence in this army, although it's severely beaten. And do we want to get the Beligare pikemen here? Might as well, because it's fun and they will be free upkeep. Now, you can attack them, and this is going to be much more even than I would like. Oh, look at that! Absolutely gosh darn beautiful. But you suffered tremendous amount of casualties as well. Can you get over here, and then you can attack them? We actually sunk one of the ships, but now they actually went into my territory. But I will have the ships. You need to be repaired. I don't even know where we can get those ships in this region. Can we get them here? Nope. Baradharn? Nope. Gobel Tolfalas? Yes. So let's actually not recruit that one, but instead move these ships back to be retrained. And you will just keep holding here. So that's why they didn't move past. Makes a lot of sense, actually. Great. Khan still hangs out with their huge army down here. Not very happy about that. We will queue up the upgrade of Tirith. Now, we can go through the messages. Marriage celebrations. Beautiful. Ar-Âdunâim got troops that I'm sending straight over to Umbar. Eventually, we will have a good army there. Only tier 2 or 3. Gobel Mirland got some sentinels that I am sending to the front line. Don't know if we'll probably need you to the trade, because it would be nice to move out and attack Khan here. So keep moving, please. And you can also keep moving. You keep moving. Anything else fun? Dolamroth, Alcaronda's Faithful, that is beautiful. Sia Khan got some early stuff. Gobel Tolfalas, right. You got those units, so we can move. The General Ethelond also got some early tier stuff. Karasas got the Spy, that's gonna help us out tremendously with the culture. Now, I don't like it that Gondor has a bunch of fleets here. Do not like that. But they won't be able to repair them here. This one is pretty scary. 75 Alcarondas. That is pretty scary. But so far it actually looks good here. We just need more of the buildings to provide free upkeep, because these armies are currently costing us a lot of money to just have lying around. But if we look at our economies, currently going pretty well. The Lamroth got the armorer, so let's go straight for the Imperial armor, why don't we? Armorer. Mining network might be fun as well, but I actually want to go for the Imperial armorer to get the best armor we possibly can in this settlement. Fanuland, Great Hall, straight for the guard barracks. Your culture is, well, ooh, here we could actually retrain some Dulgul barracks. That's awkward. You, one of you. Okay, I'll do that in the next turn, I guess. Retrain one of those ships. Lin here got the Great Hall, so you will get the guard barracks as well. Culture is good enough. We need 50 here. And we could actually get Dulgul barracks there as well. So I will need to split these ones up. One, Gobel Tolfalas, the other two, one in Lindhir and one in Fanuland. And then we'll just retrain them, and just like that, we'll have healthy Dulgul barracks. Right. Culture is growing because of the spy. I'm actually contemplating getting the military garrison as well. The culture is not gonna grow quickly enough for us to invest in a barrack. Conscription camp would be fun, of course. And here it doesn't really matter if we get the Dark Temple either. Actually, with the Spy and the Dark Sanctuary, and it's 3 turns, I'm gonna queue this one up. I'm gonna queue that one up. A lot of trait increases and retinue expansions. That is beautiful. End of turn. We are actually dropping... Oh, no. We dropped a little bit in finances, but Gondor will always be the #1 there. 8k left, and we are building everywhere where we want to build. So I will just be going through real quickly if I have any elite troops to train somewhere. And then I guess we will be having a battle. You there. You can move in. You can move into this fort. Free upkeep. Kachang. And I wonder... You move into Lond Galen. Make them a little bit stronger. Then you... 42. We cannot retrain that in Dol Amroth. I think we just need better ports over in these regions. Either way, I think I'm gonna just leave this army to its own fate here right now. And you can start moving down here somewhere to do something fun. For starters, you can hang out in the Methrast port. And we have a lot of these cavalry units now. Not a lot, but 2. And with this high quality cavalry, that's actually quite a lot. Quite a lot. And we also have these 2 now. So, I think we are ready to attack Kalembel with all that we have. We actually have a general here, so it will not be as rough. Actually, beautiful. Throw in a ballista there. We can even throw in some cavalry, but I don't really know what that's gonna do in a siege. Can just go for the square, I guess. But for now, we can keep them here, and then we're gonna move on to Kalembel. So I'm just gonna take a wee break, and then we're gonna fight for Kalembel. You know what they say? You don't want to fight a battle with a full bladder. 9 turns until they surrender. I think with 3 rams and the ballista we should be good, because the ballista will at least be able to take down 1 tower, hopefully. And then we'll just use the rams to take down the gates. So we will assault. Oh, this is gonna be splendid. Only 1 unit of Gondor militia and Aragorn the general. We should be able to do this, no problemo. Did I quick save? There we go. And fight the battle on the map. Would be really nice if we can take this one with minimum casualties. Because we don't know what kind of armies Gondor has hiding in the west. Feels like we already should have faced them if they're like severe armies, you know. I think we're just gonna push for the main gate on this one. We might actually see, you're over there. That's not a good place for us to start. And this is one of those wonky ass, just surrounded by towers. Might still be worth a shot though. Let's have you stand here if you can go for this and then the square, but probably the general is gonna just hug the square like an absolute madman. Not madman, I guess that's pretty smart, but hug it like his life depended on it. And we have the archers will hang out back here. You can be grouped as number 1. We can actually group you, so you can move over there as well, and then both of you will be grouped as number 1. So I just know which units are over on this side. Beautiful. Now, you will get ready to move on the gate. You as well, if the towers set our ram ablaze. Now I just need to sort out my troops a little bit. It's like we really have a lot of spears. Like so. Not as much infantry as one would have wanted though. Most of our, we actually have a pretty decent balance of units when it comes to like open field battles. But when it comes to taking settlements, I usually don't want any archers, just a shit ton of infantry. Melee infantry, that is. Let's start the battle. And you start shooting on this, because I believe they will start moving for this gate. Or hopefully they will just be moving back for the square, which would also be swell. But keep in mind that their general, Captain's Bodyguard, is outrageously strong. Oh, golly. You move over here. You move over here. Their artillery is actually starting to shoot at us. Okay. Come on. Let's just have you stop shooting. They do not have that much infantry. They only have a lot of artillery. I don't even know where the Gondor militia is at currently. Okay, they're hiding here. Perfect. So they can go to both of the gates, to either of the gates. And you go for this one, please. This is going to hurt. Keep shooting for this tower. I just hope that they won't be able to actually hit the ram. That would suck. I think you can drop that one now. And then all of these infantry troops. 27. These are sturdy as can be. I don't think we're going to be able to bring down even one of the towers, actually. I'm just happy that they aren't that activated, I guess. That one is going down rapidly. Over here. You can start walking over. Good. And over on the other side, you're taking a beating. Okay, you can just stop shooting. I don't think it's worth it. And the Captain's Bodyguard is actually coming down here. So I will need for you, lads, to just run through. Come on. Run through as quickly as possible and try to stop them from getting close to the gate. You run through as well. You run through as well. You can go for the catapult. And everyone else just bull rush their units. Blow the horn because it's cool. Still haven't learned if it actually has any effect on anything. Let's see. There we go. Now that gate is down as well. So these units can just run for the square, basically. Come on. How's it going? You. Where is the square? There we go. Run for the square. And drop that. Run for the square. You run for the square. Beautiful. And here we will have some phalanx doing some fighting. You can actually drop that and run for it. Run for it. Great. And this is going to be a brutal fight for sure. I'm sorry, by the way, that you didn't get to see our elites in action. Eventually you will. But I just didn't want to waste their lives unnecessarily at Karasast with towers and whatnot, you know? We haven't fought a battle in the fields like a massive... Actually, we have fought quite a few of those. Just thought that we haven't really been fighting a lot in the fields. Just mostly a whole bunch of sieges. There we go. And you should make short work of them. Then go straight for the ballista, please. If you would be so very kind. And these lads are running for the square. Great, because I don't really think that we will be able to break through this captain's bodyguard. They are so sturdy. It's absolutely redonkulous. We could try to just do something that the AI usually does and just push through. Let's see if we can just do that with the Belaketh Axe Guard. Get more of them involved in the combat. Run. And then start attacking them. I think that, yeah, they die as quickly as they get in here, basically. So just keep fighting. Slowly take down the captain's bodyguard. And you will soon be on the square. Sorry, buildings. There we go. You will soon be on the square. And then it's just going to be a countdown, basically. And we won't even be able, or we won't even have to kill the general. So you will hang out here. And you go for the trebuchet. Beautiful. That will work out just fine. You get ready here. And you can actually form phalanx, stand there, put on guard mode. And fast pace this sucker. We just don't want the trebuchet units to rout and reach the square. I would much rather prefer that they fight to the death, because their general is still alive. That's technically what they should do. We've so far lost 7% of a pretty sizable army, but killed a third of basically Gondor militia and some beaten down artillery. What in the hell? The Gondor militia came back somehow. Dude, you had one job. Okay, keep killing them then. We should be able to do pretty well against the Gondor militia, theoretically. But they are not dropping quickly at all. However, my troops are dropping very quickly. You will need to get here. All of you need to get here and attack the Gondor militia. Looks like we somehow was able to... Oh, what? How did we all of a sudden just absolutely obliterate a whole bunch of the captain's bodyguard in a minute? So now, looks like we won't actually win this due to battle timer. Yeah, but we're losing a couple of troops now as well. When did the Belgair pikemen stop being good? Because they've been trash for the longest time. Shouldn't pikes be able to fight against sword and board units efficiently? They're just getting slaughtered. Perfect. Enemy general is dead. Now, just have all of you go for the Gondor militia. Who are, for some reason, absolute ballers. Now they're starting to die. But they just chewed up my pikemen like it was nothing. Like it was meatloaf. Ate it up. While also being attacked in the rear by Belaketh Axguard and Belgair footmen. My early tier troops are not doing well right now at all. So it's really good that we have started to invest quite heavily in later tiers. Because it is actually turn 100 and post turn 100. So the tier 1s are basically just cannon fodder at this point. Beautiful. There we go. We lost as many troops as they did. 17% of the army. 2,000 remaining. So I guess that's something. But our infantry really took a beating on this one. But I guess we're just happy that we managed to dodge their towers somewhat efficiently. Look at that. The pikemen. These are the ones that took the square. 173 casualties sustained. Inflicted 36 on Gondor militia. What the actual heck? The MVPs are the Belakith Axguard with 139 kills. I guess some of that is also the captain's bodyguard. I don't know what happened, but we chewed them up very quickly eventually. And Calimbel is ours. That is just swell. So now we've taken 2 settlements in this episode. And I am fairly happy with that. I would like to be able to just... when it comes to this game, I don't like to play it very fast-paced, like I actually have done the last like 5 episodes, 6 episodes, just going full throttle on conquest. Let's see. I want you to give us some visibility. I rather like to, you know, take my time, take things very easy, take it very slowly and progress and just wear enemies down one step at a time, basically. And I haven't really been able to do that here. Now that I really want to just push forward and finish up the campaign. Hall, that's good that we kept that. Also, it's good that we kept the Mason's Guild House. Want to see if there's a stable or something we can destroy. Can destroy the siege work, but we're not really that strapped for cash, to be honest. So we might as well keep it. And we also have an inn, which means that we should be able to get a spy. There we go. That's going to help with the culture growth as well, which is already at 1 solid %. We can even keep the taxes at normal. But now we need to start moving troops over to Calimbel to reinforce that. Both of you move to Calimbel, reinforce that sucker. And you can join up with them as well. All 4 of you move over there. Good. Elon Galen feels a lot safer as well, although so much of this is just outrageous trash. 14. We don't have a spy in this settlement, but that's 4 turns until we can get the barracks, so we should have the culture by then. And we also need to do something about this corruption, because 2,000? Come on, that is just a lot. Also, we can see that the public order is declining a smidge. We really need to get that agent in here to help with the culture growth. Desperately want that. Now, how are we doing here? We haven't ended the turn yet, so we can't start retraining all these ships. So that's something actually that we have to do, end the turn and take care of all of that. But first, I want to move my merchant. Okay, there you can actually make a little bit of money while you're on a break. 42, 77. Okay, let's put you here. So we at least make a little bit of money there, but we are close to Hobbiton. I think Bree is over here somewhere, and then Hobbiton is to the left of that. So we will need to find that pipe weed for my merchant to actually start making some money. Good. Guild available. We can actually get this now in Karasas, because I plan on holding this one for quite some time. Let's get that guild. We could also just move out with this army and kill this army. I think it would be good to clear it out, although it's gonna hurt quite a lot. But it's also gonna hurt even more if they connect with a general and a lot of other troops, so we do want to clear that out. We won't do it in this episode though, but it's something that we're definitely gonna have to do. Now, let's take a look at the east. They actually moved back with... Oh, they're moving over here with their army. Interesting. Retrain you. I'm also considering just getting even more trash here. Might as well, to be honest, and just move on to Stulurzakand. I don't know where they are moving, because they're not bordering this region, they're bordering me. Let's get the Steppe tribesmen as well, just endless trash. And then we're basically gonna have a full stack here. Then we're gonna want the practice range, retrain these units, and then we don't really have a choice but to move out with the army, trying to just throw them at something. Now, before I end the episode, I want to see if there are any high tier troops I can recruit. I think I already went over that before I ended the last turn. Ooh. We get units at Tirithoros that we can send to Ar-Âdunâim. I mean, might as well send some spears if there comes a whole bunch of cavalry, I guess. Shouldn't hurt. Shouldn't hurt. Cavalry is also always good to have in an open field battle. You are just early tier stuff. And we still have a hefty amount of money in the bank. So, now I'm going to... actually, if I end the episode, then, or if I end the turn, they might be able to regroup with some other things. But Ethil will start sending troops to Karasast as well. Can we merge anything up? Because it looks really beaten. Can merge you up. Okay, that didn't work because they lost their armor upgrade. At least we have room for one more. Can you actually reach Karasast? I think you will just hang out just outside of it, which I don't want. I also want you to be retrained, but we will need to run you forever. We can move you out though. You start moving down to Umbar, where you can be retrained. And do we have anything else that is moving somewhere? Not really, I don't think. So I think we are ready to end the episode here. And I must say that it's actually been a pretty successful episode. We haven't lost any territory. We have only fought like 2 battles. And we took Kalembel. You can start moving to Kalembel, actually. Reinforce that region. And we also took Karasast. So now, this will kind of be the wall I'm fighting from, I guess. We also have an army moving on Ostithil, and it's going to be awesome when we take that one. Because then we might be able to just hold here. And Mordor should be able to do a lot better against Gondor. But this front with Karasast, that's basically going to be the wall that my back is up against. And then I'm just going to swing like a madman on the western side of the Gondorian territories. Who seem pretty weak, taken at face value. Not a lot of units in the garrisons. But remember that Gondor has a significant amount of cash. I'm also considering just moving on, like taking these units, moving them to lay siege to Anilond. But with this low public order, we need to keep the troops that we have just to make sure that the garrison is as big as possible. So great. You can't move anywhere. You can move, but I will just keep you in reserve. We can actually shimmy you over to this fort. So all of you are as close to the front lines if Shiz is about to go down. So this has been fun. Thank you so much for watching, and take care. I will see you in the next one.